Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel Dream of Crafts. My name is Deanna and today we'll be working on week number 6 of my 13 weeks of Halloween. They will not be loaded up every week. They will be loaded up about every other day or so. So you can have plenty of time to gather what you may need to recreate one if you would like. So today we're going to be working on a little project that I worked on several years ago. And I'm going to try, I don't know how good you're going to be able to see this because of the light, but it's kind of like a monster can. They make great for the evening to sit out with your other Halloween directions. And it's just kind of a um, cool little luminary. Now, how I created this was I took a Pringles can and at about 5 inches, or you can make it taller if you want or shorter. It's up to you. Mine is about I believe 5.5 inches. And I cut a square in, and I might have to cut this bigger, but I cut a square and I kept it lower to the bottom. I am about, not quite a half inch up from the bottom, but that's going to depend on where you put your face. Yeah, it's like 3/8 up from the bottom. So for the face, I'm going to take a piece of cardstock. I have checked this to make sure that it's tall enough, and I will not be putting it down on the rim because that creates a slant. So I'm going to stay just above that rim. We're going to glue that on in a moment. It's easier than painting. So what I've done is I've created like a little kidney shape on a piece of paper, and that's my template. It is about 1.5 inches high, and you can make yours according to what size can you have. You can use a different can. Pringles are nice because they're easy to cut, but there's also nut cans or whatever that you can recreate this with. So I got started here and I laid it down here, and I had my narrower part facing up, and I drew around it and cut out. For this side, I just flipped it over, did the same thing, drew around it, and the mouth I just hand drew in kind of a wobbly fashion. So I'm going to take my little scissors and I'm going to poke through my paper. And because it doesn't have to be exact, it can be ragged, it really doesn't matter because it's going to get covered up for the most part. So if it's a little jagged and stuff, that is not going to hurt anything. All right, so we've got our eyes, and I'm going to go in and poke a hole for my mouth here. Like I said, I may have to adjust my square down there to make sure I have enough room. And it's easier to do this on the paper prior to and doing a square here than it is to try to cut those shapes out of this can. So as you can see, when I put that on there, I do need to make my square bigger. So I'm going to just hold this there a second. And with my pencil, I'm going to go ahead and mark where those end so I can go above that with my here. So we're just going to go up a little bit higher. Like I said, this is all going to be glued back on, so just make sure that you keep your fingers out of the way of your blade. I'm going to go the same width I was, being very careful not to let that pull through and cut me. It's pointed down so that if it does pull through, it does not pull through and I don't jab myself in the stomach or somewhere else. So there we go. I have pre-painted the interior of this black. So let's double check it and see what we got here. Oh yeah, so now we've got the perfect size opening. So I'm going to go ahead and come along the back side here, lay a bead of glue just to kind of hold that paper in place a minute. Like I said, I'm staying above that metal. I just want to get a bead of glue going there. Okay. Now I'm just going to When you lay the glue down, you want to be kind of quick so it doesn't leave bumps underneath there. Some of it will be covered, but some of it wouldn't be. I'm going to lay a bead of glue along the bottom here. Oops, my glue's there. To help that stay there. And then there. Just like so. Now that's showing a little bit there, but that's going to get covered, so I'm not going to panic about that either. I'm just trying to keep that from pushing up against the, so it makes it. All right, there we go. I want that to stay rounded. I don't want it sinking in, so that's why I'm watching that. Okay. There we go. My glue kit stick is new one, so it keeps wanting to slide back out. A little bit down there. And we're gonna finish getting this down here. All right. There we go. All right. So now the fun begins. Whoops, I got a little bit here. I gotta. Okay. And I don't care about that glue on the back because it's going to get glue drip down on it anyway. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start dripping glue down. And I'm actually going to start down in here. And I'm just going to put my nozzle there and kind of let it flow. Move my nozzle, let it flow. I'm just kind of making it different lengths here. And as you build up, then it's very bubbly. I'm not sure why it's so bubbly. Okay. Well, that's drying there. I'm going to do some from the top here. And I'm just putting a dab and letting it drip. Put a dab, letting it drip. I'm not sure why it's so bubbly. I've never had so bubbly. Sometimes it's a little bit bigger. Sometimes a little bit smaller drop. Okay. As you can see, as you do that, it starts dripping. I'm going to let this one maybe drip over that eye just a little bit more. Hold it upright. There we go. It's hanging down off that eye just a little bit. My cord is not. There we go. All right. See, starting to get that nice effect. I'm going to drop some down here in a spot here, and they will get covered. So I'm not too worried about it. They'll all get covered. You just want to kind of start in different areas around the eye area. The other ones will automatically drip down. Okay, let's go back to our top here. Bigger drop, smaller, a little bit bigger. Okay. Don't worry about the strings. Don't try pulling them now because everything's very wet and hot. And it will just string. You'll never keep up with that. And we're going to go all the way around and just let those drip. I'm going to come over here. And I'm just putting different size drops and letting them flow. Okay. All right. This front is drying, so my finger's safe there. And add another. It's going to be a bubbly monster. I've never had hot glue do that. I'm not sure why it was doing that. And drips on top of drips are fine. Let me get some. I'm going to let that drip by his eye there. I don't know if you can see that. Yep, you can. Okay. You can tell as it starts to dry because it gets milky colored. Another drop there. Another drop here. I want to start getting that over top of that eye. I'm going to let it kind of drip. Kind of blow on it. Okay, I'm going to let it go that way. One up here. Let that kind of drip over top of that eye. I know it's hard to see, I'm sorry. Especially when I'm not holding it in the view of the camera. We will get all of those glue strings. We got a nice drip on that eye. That one's still dripping on this side over here. See it? There we go. We got it kind of. I'm gonna hold it this way a second, so maybe it'll pull down this way a little bit. Don't necessarily want it sinking inside of there. There we go. All right, back around to our top here. The back. And it's a weird angle for you. I get that. Larger drop. Tiny drop. Medium. Big. Over this side. Some more going this way. Lots and lots of string. Okay, straight down. Like that. Just come along. We can go back to the front here and we can drip some more down on here. Drops on top of drops. And you might not be able to notice it right away, but once we paint this a little bit, that will, you'll be able to notice it more. One here, down. A good blob there to drip down. I'm mainly concerned about the front area here. Good drop there. Because that's what's going to be mostly seen. I'm going to drop here. You could probably paint this white to look more like a ghost. Maybe we'll try that since you've seen what the green one looks like. Maybe I'll paint this one white. And you can see what the white one looks like too. So you look like a drippy ghost, a spooky ghost. They're dripping straight down. Alright, do one here. Here. And they'll just continue to run off of each other. You don't want to tip it too long, but you put one here. Just kind of looking here. I think we need one there. Maybe one here. The cobwebby effect actually is kind of cool. Kind of cool looking, actually. Put one there, one here, maybe one here. Just getting this base all drippied up. My camera, for some reason, is not centered very good today. All right. Because I have it zoomed in, maybe if I zoom out a little bit here. There. Okay. I'm going to put a drop there. And we just slowly start dripping. I'm going to put another drop here. Here. And there's no rhyme or reason. It's just drips. Maybe one there. One here. Let's see. I think one here. And one here. I'll do one here. One here. Get that front face drooping pretty good. Like he's melting. It doesn't have to be perfect, of course. I think I do a little drop there. And here. I want that to kind of droop over his mouth there. See it kind of starting to drip here. I'm going to hold it like this so it has stretches out a little bit. There we go. And the eyes are kind of stretching out a little bit. And here. Okay. All right, I think I'm going to try to clean up some of these strings here. Second, while that's drying. We don't want to pull on the wet ones. We can pull on the dry ones. And you can see how they are turning milky colored. I think that's pretty good. Grab some tweezers here and see if I can get some of these other strings out of there. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because it's it looks spooky anyway. So, all right. Okay, I think we're going to go with that. I think it's tacking up pretty good. Let me set this aside. We're going to get my white paint. And we'll just use my nudist acrylic, I think. I can get away with that. And we'll make a white monster. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint that black and the rest black, and then we'll go over top of it with the white, because that's what I did here. I did black and then went over top of it with some green, like dry brushed it almost. So let's see, make sure everything's kind of tacked up pretty good. I don't see anything dripping. Let's go ahead and get some black paint on that. Brush that I had black in. There we go. It's not a bad project. It moves around pretty quick. So it's not bad at all. Here's my paint thing. There it is. Use my little paint tray here. Okay. Put my hand inside, and I'm just going to start brushing this with black. And this paper will paint up a lot easier too. I'm going to get the paper too. Get it all. Let me see here. Except for my hand. Oops, there I go, out of the frame again. I am so sorry. As you can see, it covers very nice. Make sure you want to get up in those little crackies there. The paper covers easier than the Pringles can would have because of its aluminum kind of like foil cover on there. Yeah, you can color that metal part down at the bottom. That covered. All right. There we go. These don't take very long at all, really. You can do several different ones. You can do their faces, different shapes. You can do them different heights. Like I said, I would use the like the aluminum type cans, aluminum foil type cans. You know, the nuts and stuff come in, and that way you can cut it nice and easy. I guess if you've got tin snips or something like that, you can cut through a metal can, but this is so much easier. There we go. So we've got them all covered in black paint. I'm going to let that dry a minute here. Rinse my brush. And brush ready for white. While that's drying on the outside, I have a piece of vellum here. You could also use like the tracing paper, and this might be tracing paper. It just might be, it was just a piece of scrap that I had sitting. I'm looking for my art glitter glue. And we're going to put the glue on, and we're going to slide that right in front of there. If you don't have this, that's fine. It's not gonna or anything. It just kind of makes that look a little foggier. Or oops, look at that. Boy, did I make a mess with that. Good thing it dries clear. Good thing it dries clear. Get paint all over my hands. I'm going to bring my pencil in here. And oh, I got it up too high. Oh, goodness gracious, Deanna. Okay. Let's try again. A little more along the bottom, side, top. Now I'm going to roll it. Get it all the way down. All the way down. It does dry clear, so I'm not too worried about it. There we go. Again, take my pencil in there. My fingers aren't long enough. There we go. Just pressing it on the inside. There we go. And that's all going to dry clear in there, so I'm not worried about it. But I want that to dry. I wish I had my blow dryer. No idea what I did with it. I used it the other day, and then I can't find it. Isn't that crazy? I always put it back in the drawer, but apparently I didn't. And it's not like it's tiny. All right. A little bit. We'll chit-chat a little bit. Hopefully you're getting some of your fall stuff ready. I have my table display out and my kitchen table. I have to decorate my outside door yet. I did get my scarecrow on my door. I took one of those big straw hats and made a scarecrow out of that. That was last year, the year before. Been the year before already. But I didn't, a lot of them they used like a smaller straw hat for it. And I didn't like the looks of that. So I made more like a witch's type hat, a pointy hat for him. And I thought that turned out really cute. To make one up in a video or something. All right. I think that's good. Let's give her a try. Worst case scenario is it's not ready and it's gonna all come off. That'd be bad. That would be bad. Let me put my hand down here. And I want just a little white, but I want a sheet of paper. Like I said, I just want to kind of dry brush it. I just want to hit it here and there. I don't want to give it. I'm not being rough. I'm barely holding this brush here. Just nice. Oops, a little heavy there. Let me drag it out. You could do this with glow in the dark paint too, I would imagine, in the different colors. And I guess this could be a little more white to make it look more ghostly. Oops, just dabbed my table. There we go. Trying to let that other paint dry a little bit more before I get into that. I'm going a little heavier, but I'm just still just kind of letting it hit the tops. I've got a mess to clean up, ain't I? And you can see now that that paint's hitting that you can see the drips better. Oh yeah, that looks kind of cool. There we go. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. yeah. All right, let's light it up. Okay. Well, if I can find my little, there it is. And I will take a picture of it in the dark and put that up too, so you can see that. You can get an idea. Let me turn this light off. There we go. A little bit maybe better. But you can get a good idea. You can see the drips. I said I didn't go crazy on the back because I don't need to. Looks like I missed a little spot there. If I can get that. But yeah. So there's our little luminary. Got a green one and a white one. And like I said, it was a Pringles can, and mine were about 5.5 inches tall. I cut them down to about 5.5 inches tall. And you know, you can add more drips like this one has. It's just a matter of being patient and letting them kind of set up a little bit. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you give it a try. It was actually very easy, and probably could even do it with let the kids help, but don't, you know, unless you have a low temp glue gun, I wouldn't let them handle the glue guns, but I think they'd get a kick out of it, and I hope you try it. So if you would, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell if you want to be notified each time a new video is put up. And a thumbs up is always appreciated. So until the next time, have a great day.